Okay. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. First, I will introduce my teammates, which are Ammar, Chun Wai, and Tzong Ying. And my name is Nur Adilah Diyana, binti Jeffry. My match number is 277048. We are from Group 2. We present about students' movement system. This system is designed to allow the system administrator or warden to manage students' movement via online easily. Hence, students also can make a request for outing to ensure that their personal warden notice. For now, I will present about the authentication part. This page display main interface page which provide the system administrator, warden, and student. So the users need to enter their correct username and password and click the login button to enter the system. But if the user click the incorrect username and password, so the system will display error message. Then the user need to click confirm button and enter their correct username and password again until they successfully log in into the system. Then, if the user want to exit from the system, they can click the logout button up right side of the pages, and then the system will display login interface page again. Then, if the users are not remember their password, they can click to the forget password button, and then the forget password page will display. So the users need to enter their email and click the confirm button. So the admin system will generate a temporary password through the email to the users. And then the user need to enter their username and the temporary password to log in into the system. If the users want to change their password, just click change password button and the change password page will display. So the users need to enter old password, new password, and re-enter new password. The new password and re-enter new password must be saved. And then click the save button to save their information. Then the password successfully changed will display, and then the users need to click OK button so the login page will display. Next, I will continue for the user registration part. For this part begins with the interface that allows the first-time users to register an account. If the users does not have an account, so they can click the registration button, and then the registration page will display. So the alert message will display, and the users need to click submit button. So this is all the information required for users to enter all their informations. After the users enter all their informations, they need to click save button to save their information. If the user does not complete their information, so the error message will display lack of information, that the text field will return to the red color border if the informations are not complete. Then the users need to click OK button and filling all the informations required. If the users change their mind to exit from the registration process, they can click to cancel button, and then they will return back to the interface main page user. And then to proceed registration process, the user need to enter their email to the system, generate their verification code through the user's email, and then click the save button. The verification code are only valid for 5 minutes. An error message will display if the code are invalid. So the users need to click OK button and resend click button. So the system will send a verification code again through user's email. After the users get new verification code from the system, they need to click the save button to system save all the information required, and they will go back to the login page again. The last part is for the system administrator, only can see all the view users list if they click the login button, and then the view users list page will display. So this is the users list of the students, and also the new users included in this list. So that's all from me. And then I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you for Adilah. I am Wong Chun Wai. My matrix number is 279321, and my part will present about the managed modern details and the managed student details. Okay, first we talk about the managed modern details. In the managed modern details, main UI there is 4 buttons, which are add wardens, edit wardens, delete wardens, and assign student. First, we need to click the add wardens. In the add warden UI, the system admin need to input the warden ID, username, password, email, and contact number of the warden. Then click the submit, and the system will show as successfully. Click OK. You go back to the add warden UI. Click back again. Go to the manage warden main UI. Okay. Click edit wardens. Then the system admin first need to input the warden ID and click search. Then the system will show the current record of the details of the warden that the system admin searched just now. If the system admin want to change the record, you just click the text box and clear the information and put in the latest details and click update. The system will show update successfully. Click back. Okay, we go to the delete wardens. Delete warden same with the edit wardens. Need to search for the warden first, then the system will show the latest details of that warden. Then the system admin need to click delete. The system will show a confirmation message to ask to confirm the delete. If the system admin click no, you will go back to the delete warden page. If the admin click yes, you will show delete successfully and click OK. You go back to the search interface. Okay, now we go to the assign student. In the assign student, okay, the system admin need to search for the warden ID first. Then here you search for the student, then you assign the student for the warden. Okay, here you search the student ID and click check. Here you display the information of the student, and you click add. The student you search just now, you transform into the pending list. Okay, if you can confirm, the student that you add to the pending list will assign to that warden. Then you click OK. You go back to the search interface. Now we go to the student details. Okay. In the manage student details main UI, although 3 button is almost same with the wardens. You add wardens, add student. Okay, you show the text box, and the system admin need to input the following and click submit. Show successfully and go back. Is for another adding. Okay, go back. Okay, edit also. The system first need to search for the student ID and click search and change any of the details here and click update. You did update successfully. Go back. The delete also same with the warden details just now. Search for the student ID and click search and click delete. It will ask for the confirmation. If you no, go back. Click yes. It will go to the delete successfully. Click OK. Go back. Okay. That's all for me. Thank you. Now I will pass to the next presenter, Ammar.
Thank you, Chun Wai, for the present. Now I will present about the managed location, which is the actor is the system admin. First of all, the managed location will display, if the system admin click the managed location, it will display the list of the QR code that has been set before. If the system admin want to create the new QR code, just click the generate QR code, and it will show the generated QR code, and we can name the QR code. If the name QR after name the QR code and click the confirm, it will display the name of the QR code and date and the time that the QR code has been generated. After that, click close, and it will show in the list of the QR code name list. After that, for the system, when the system click the view location, it will also show the QR code name list. And then after that, if system admin want to check the details of the location, click to the name of the QR code, and then it will display the history of the student that scan into the QR code. It will display the material number, date, and time. That is delete location. For delete location, also show all the QR code name list. To delete the location, system admin need to click the list the name, and then it will show the confirmation status, which is yes or no. If click yes, it will delete. If click no, it will remain. Next is the edit. If system admin want to edit the location, if you want to click edit the cafeteria name, click to the cafeteria and then edit. The confirmation will show and click yes. The QR code will be displayed and we can edit the name. After that, click confirm. Confirm and it will show it at the name list. It will also done with the editing with the manage location. If the system admin put the wrong name or the duplicated name, it will show the alert message, which is edit fail, and it will remain the same. That's all for the manage location, and I will go to the manage outing approval, which is the editor is warden. When warden click the outing approval, it will display the view student request list, which is the name, the material number, the class, the reason for the student want to outing, and then if the system admin want to see the detail, click the one of the name to see the student details what they want, and warden can approve or reject the request. Warden can approve. If the warden click approve, it will display the confirmation approve or not, yes or no. If same also to the reject. If warden want to reject, you just click yes and it will show the complete, and then the student name will disappear from the student request. Next is outing status. For the outing status, it will display the confirmation for approve or reject the status. If approve, it will display the approve status, and for the reject, it will show the reject status, the list for reject status. I think that's all for the outing approval. I will pass it to the Tzong Ying for the next presentation.
Tzong Ying, open mic.
Okay, so good day to my teammates and madam. My name is Tzong Ying, metric number 279093, and I will present the scenario generate report use case. So for this scenario, first the warden will view the current student location at the view student location tab, which is shown in this table. If the warden found out that the student is not checked in the location where the student is supposed to be at the scheduled time, the warden will need to generate an alert to the admin by clicking generate report. Then the system will then show a new empty form for the warden to fill in the details of the student, the reason for report, and add some description for the reason. So this is the example of a completed form made by the warden. When confirmed, the warden will then click submit button to submit the alert, or click back to clear all the data inside the box. So this time the warden will click submit button, and the system will then show the acknowledgement message that the report has submitted. So the alert that was sent by the warden will then show to the administrator, which is at the pending report status in this table. So in this table, the administrator can see all the pending alerts from the wardens. The administrator will then click on either alert to respond and generate the report. So there are a few scenario cases depending on the reason of report. So the first is if the student is reported not attending prep. And then the system administrator will either need to get the student timetable or the get student outing approval list, depends on the reason. So for the not attending prep, the administrator will get the timetable. And if the student is found out that he was not attending the prep in the scheduled time, the administrator will then click the submit button to submit the report back to the warden. So after click submit, the acknowledgement message that report submitted will then appear. And when click OK, the alert that was responded by the admin will then disappear from the table. So the second case is when the student is reported not in dormitory. So for this case, the admin will also get the student table and see that whether the scheduled time for the dormitory and the reported time sent in the alert is correlated or not. So if the student is found not arrived in dormitory on scheduled time, the admin will also click the submit button back to the warden. So the third case is when the student is found out not arrived going out. So in this case, the administrator will then get the student outing approval list to see that when is the end date and time for the current outing approval and compare to the actual time and date of return made by the student. So if the student is found out that he was not returned on time, the administrator will then click the submit button. And the last case is if the student did not arrive from hometown on time, the administrator will also get the student outing approval list from the student. And if it is confirmed that he was not arrived from hometown back to school on time, the administrator will then send the report. So as said, after the administrator had submitted the report, the warden will then able to see the report in the view report tab, which is shown back in this table. So afterwards, the warden will then need to click on either row to select a corresponding disciplinary action for the student. So in this case, the warden select the content class code KA1 for the not attending prep. When confirmed, the warden will click submit to confirm the disciplinary action. And then when the button is clicked, the alert message that disciplinary action submitted will then appear. And after the OK button is clicked, the responder report will then disappear from the warden view. So that's all from the scenario or generate report use case. And I shall pass on the presentation to my next teammate. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tzong Ying. I will continue again, which is for the mobile interface. For the mobile interface, the student need the actor for this interface is the student. For this interface, student need to download the student movement system app in the Google Play or App Store. After install, student can see after open this app, student can see the main menu. The student need to put the username and the password. The username and password can be given by system admin, since system admin need to assign the student, right? And then after student put the username and password, click to login, and it will show the home page, which is the history of the scan for this account for the student. It will display the date, time, and place. And then if the student click scan, it will show the scan interface. The scan interface can scan the QR code that have its date. If the scan is successful, it will display the successfully scanned. If the QR code is error, it will show the fail to scan. After that, if the user want to see the user, click the user, it will display the profile, request outing, and logout. For the profile, it will show the profile for the student. For the request outing, student can set the date request, time outing, and this, and the reason for want to outing. And lastly, if the student click the logout, it will show the main page, which is need to set the username and password. That's all for the mobile interface. I will pass it to the Tzong Ying for the conclusion. Thank you.
Okay, so once again, thanks to the Ammar from the presentation. So in conclusion, the student movement system, or known as SMS, will be a very helping tool for the warden to monitor students and make it easier for wardens to take action for the troubled students at school. The system can also help display every details about students. We hope that this system will help the warden and administrators to monitor every student at school. So that's all from our group, and thank you.